How's it going, YouTube? My name is Ari and welcome back to Blue Lion Finance. Now, for all of you tuning in for your very first episode, allow for me to just quickly catch you up to speed and sharing with you that this channel is all about investing as well as my personal journey to amassing $100,000 within my Vanguard brokerage account. Now, speaking of said account, with the market back on the up and up, that account holds $71,017.38. So of course, with us back on the rebound, today's video is actually going to be all about all of the dividends that I received throughout the entire month of February. So that's going to be dividends from 7 different companies. Make sure you stick around and watch this video through and through to the very end, because I can absolutely assure you, you do not want to miss it. And of course, if you're a dividend investor, this is a video specifically made for you. Just before we dive in, go ahead and tap on that thumbs up button. It will certainly help me out in growing the Blue Lion Finance channel and getting the word out there. But moreover, if you have not already subscribed, go ahead and tap on that subscribe button as well. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and get right to it. So in jumping right to it and back to the first of the month on February 1, AT&T was the very first company to pay me out. That's ticker symbol T. Now, I really don't think too much needs to be said about AT&T. They are a massive service provider of telecommunication services, mobile phone services, and of course the parent company to Warner Media. So really, just in my opinion, a company that is way too big to fail. Now, naturally, AT&T is a dividend aristocrat, which makes me incredibly confident to continue to invest money with them for the long run and continue to receive those dividends. But with a dividend yield of 7.46% and only holding 7 shares of AT&T, they sent me a dividend paycheck for $3.64. Next up here, we have Darden Restaurants also paying me on the first. That's ticker symbol DRI. Now, Darden is a very well-known multi-brand restaurant operator, and they're operating brands like Olive Garden, the Capitol Grill, and Longhorn Steakhouse, just to name some of their most popular restaurants. The whole point here is that Darden brands took a massive hit throughout 2020 with the whole pandemic and not a lot of people being able to actually go out to restaurants. A lot of restaurants confused on how to continue to deliver food. But regardless, Darden did not drop their dividends throughout 2020. They held strong, continuing to put up the good fight and deliver through on those dividends. So with only 5 shares of Darden Restaurants and a dividend yield of 1.08%, Darden Restaurants sent me a nice paycheck for $1.86. Now, moving right along, and about a week later, Apple, ticker symbol AAPL, sent me my 3rd paycheck of February. Now, not only is it incredibly rare for a tech company to be such a massive dividend payer, but it is like once in a blue moon where a tech company remains so steadfast in making sure that they continue to deliver through on each and every dividend payment. Now, in about 16 years, they're actually going to be knighted with the title Dividend Aristocrat, which again, for a tech company to be a dividend aristocrat is just an incredibly rare event. And that makes me incredibly secure when investing with Apple for the long run. I know they're going to be around, but of course, when it comes to my money, I want to make sure that it's always invested with a company that will be here for the long run. And in my personal opinion, I believe that Apple is the one tech company that we can seriously always count on. So with a total of 55 shares and a dividend yield of 0.68%, Apple sent me my largest paycheck of the month for $10.67. And just a few days later, on February 16th, my all-time favorite paying dividend company sent me a paycheck, and that company is Realty Income, ticker symbol O. And I just gotta quickly stop here to point out that Realty Income is a real estate investment trust. So if you're somebody out there who's interested in real estate but does not yet quite have the capital to actually invest in real estate, this is your opportunity to get on board with a company that is an absolute industry beast when it comes to the real estate industry. And of course, I recommend Realty Income for literally any dividend investor who's out there watching this video, or even if you're not a dividend investor, Realty Income is just an incredibly secure investment for your future, and I highly recommend it. I have over 6,500 properties with over 600 plus tenants, and those tenants range from anyone from Walgreens to Walmart, 7-Eleven, FedEx, you name it. Realty Income is most likely their landlord. And of course, what I absolutely love to see is a strong dividend yield, which Realty Income certainly has, coming in at 4.65%. So with a total of 37 shares, Realty Income sent me a nice paycheck for $7.98. And on that very same day, Hormel Foods, so ticker symbol HRL, also sent me a dividend paycheck. And while it was very small, it was nonetheless a dividend paycheck that I remain absolutely grateful for. Now, Hormel Foods is a branded food company that served me very well throughout the pandemic, as it was a very secure and safe investment to just plant my money, and I did not lose a single penny investing with them throughout this time. I will just simply hold on to them for the long run. Now, what I absolutely love to see is a company that is not only a dividend aristocrat, but Hormel Foods is actually known as a dividend king. And a dividend king is a company that has continued to increase their dividends for 50 plus years. So that is, of course, a company that if you're a dividend investor, you absolutely want to have it within your portfolio. Now, with only 4 shares of Hormel Foods at a 2.11% dividend yield, Hormel Foods sent me a paycheck for 98 cents. Now, coming up closer and closer to the end of February, Apache Oil, so an American energy and oil company, ticker symbol APA, sent me another paycheck. And while I gotta be honest, I wasn't really expecting a paycheck from Apache Oil because I invested in this company simply when oil companies took a massive hit at the onset of the pandemic around those March and April lows. But what I was able to actually secure is not only a massive profit for investing in Apache Oil and holding on to it up until this point, but of course, I've just been receiving dividends from them ever since. And at this point, I hold 60 shares of Apache Oil. They have a dividend yield of 0.51%, which ultimately leads to my paycheck of $1.51 for the month of February. And last but not least here, we have arguably one of the safest dividend investments that you can ever make. It is incredibly popular wherever you actually look for dividend investments. But this particular investment, I mean, you cannot go wrong with it. And that's the Invesco High Dividend Low Volatility ETF. That's ticker symbol SPHD. Just before I actually disclose how much they sent me in a dividend paycheck, I want to say that I only have 3 shares of SPHD, and the reason being is because mid-2020, instead of dollar cost averaging more into SPHD, I just decided to go in a different direction, investing more in higher growth stocks. But regardless, if you're a dividend investor, you absolutely want to secure SPHD within your portfolio. It has an incredibly strong dividend yield of 4.63% and holds massive dividend paying companies like ExxonMobil and Iron Mountain. So I highly recommend taking a look at all of the dividend paying companies that are within this particular ETF. And if you like what you see, absolutely go ahead and buy your way into it, growing and establishing your own position. But without further ado, for investing in SPHD, they sent me a nice small paycheck of 44 cents. Now, of course, just before we conclude the video, can I get a drum roll, please?
Someone out there, the
audience, where are you? It is now time to reveal the monthly total that I have received in dividend payments, and that total is $27.08. Now, don't get me wrong, that literally does not sound like that much money, and I know that's exactly what each and every one of you was probably thinking, but check it out. I did absolutely nothing in order to make that $27.08, and that is exactly why I'm absolutely in love and a fan of dividend investing, because the more you invest, the more you grow your position, the more you're going to get paid out in dividends. And to me, that's just collecting free money, the most passive stream of income that you can possibly make. So that's it. That's all I got for you today, YouTube. If you've learned something new, you've taken something away, go ahead and just tap on that thumbs up button. It will certainly help me out on my journey in getting the Blue Lion Finance word out there. But moreover, if you have not already, go ahead and tap on that subscribe button, because it will certainly help me out along my journey. And with all of that being said, YouTube, I'll see you in the next video.